Hey guys, salut à tous. As you can see from the photo in the intro, we're going to make a fun and funky black and white statement necklace with spirals. The photo is one that I made actually last week for a giveaway for my channel members to say thank you for supporting my channel. Anyway, I want to make another one. And I'm going to make it just a little bit different. Anyways, what we need is black and white clay. I'm using Cernit, but you can use whatever brand you want. I'm going to use these spiral stamps that I made. This is just a spiral stamp using an extruder. And then what I did is I just took a stamp of that one. So I stamped it and then cut out the clay, and this is the reverse stamp, okay? And I'm also using these jelly roll canes that I made for my retro on a roll black and white tutorial there a few months back. This is just white clay on a number 1 and black clay on a number 3, and the reverse, black on a 1 and 2 on a 3, and these are just reduced canes. And I have a multitude of different cutters, okay? Now for the one in the photo, I use this cutter. This is the big one. I use this cutter, but I'm going to swap it out for this one, so it's a little bit different, okay? All right, so what we're going to do first is I have my scrap clay here rolled out on a number 5, and I'm just going to burnish it really well down on my glass, because I'm going to put these directly in the oven on this glass, and I don't want them to come up with my cutters. Okay, now this is going to be the centerpiece, but now actually for my last necklace, I actually made this one. And then instead I made one that had a bit more black in it. I don't know if I'm going to use this one or not. So I'm going to cut this one out anyway, just in case I change my mind. Okay, so here's the center one, and I have an acrylic block. Yes, I do. I'm going to push it down really well. Now the good thing about using glass instead of a tile is that you can see if it's gone all the way through, and it's not gone all the way through. So I'll give it another push. Now the reason why I'm doing this, what I'm going to do is this is my base, and then I'm going to do my Mokume or the spirals, and then I'm going to apply it on top and around my base form here. I found that worked better than doing it like this. This is on the thickest setting, and I just didn't like the way it ended up. I like this, the fact of wrapping the clay around your base. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. So there's going to be multiple bakings in this one. All right, anyway, so let's get this going. It should be okay. Yeah, see, now it's gone all the way through. Okay, so that's our big one. Now we're going to do this one. And again, the idea is everything is different shapes, except these two here that are, this one here that would be for the two tops, or the ends. That one's gone through. I'm just going to do it again. And another one. And again, when I did the necklace last week, I was trying to work out what cutters I wanted, and so I actually used this as an experiment, and laid them out to see which would work best. So it worked well for me, and I'm going to do it again in this tutorial. Okay, that's gone through. Now these they are similar, but they are different. Okay. So I'm going to do one of that. See if it's gone through. Yep. And this. almost. I think it should be good. Yep. And we'll just take these off now. One. And then we do 2 small ones. And good. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put these in the oven I'm going to put these in at 130 because it's mainly Cernit, and for around about 40 minutes. They're quite thin, but I want them to be well cured. So about 40 minutes, and then we'll come back. No, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly sand the edges so they're all nice and smooth, just the edges. And then we'll come back and we'll work on our veneers. Okay, these are cured, and I sanded the edges, and I put lines on all of them. All I did was line it up, and then I made the same distance for each one. So each one is marked because we're going to put some wire there later on. Okay, I'll put that aside. Okay, here I have my black and my white rolled out on a number 5. So I'm just going to stack the Mokume first. So we're going to go white, black, white, black, white, and black. Okay, just gonna give that a smush. I can see a bit of air, so I'm gonna get my little needle tool and just give them a pinch. Okay. So I'm going to put this through the machine on a 0. Here we go. And I'm going to cut and stack it. Where's about half? About here. Cut and stack it. Like that. Put it through the machine again on a 0. And good. You know, I'm thinking I don't really need this because I can just do one on that side and one on this side. Let's just check my size of my... Yes, it's plenty. I'll just show you what I'm going to do now. Actually, I should explain. I think I'm going to use this one here for my centerpiece. These ones I'm going to do white and black with the opposite spirals. And this I'm going to do with more Mokume, but with my reverse stamp. I'll explain that now when I go ahead and do it. And then these two I'm going to do with the spiral cane, the larger spiral cane, like that. Okay. So actually I'm right. I think I'm just going to cut this in half. And that should do for both of them. All right, so this is the dirty side. So let's make this one the black one. So I'm gonna put this down. Again, so this is the stamp I use for this here. Okay, again, I like this one very much, but for me it's just a little bit too busy the way I had the previous necklace set out. So I'm going to use this stamp here, which is a stamp of that one. So I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch in this actually. I don't want to put water because I find that water tends to make the clay very soft and mushy, and I don't want that. So I'm just putting a little bit of cornstarch in there. Give it a bit of a blow. And then I'm going to give a nice, good stamp. That's good enough for me. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give it a slice. Because I've had this leaching for a little bit, so it should be okay to slice. This is a thin blade. No, I'm not. You know what? I'm going to let it sit for a little bit more. I am. So, there's the black one, and then let's do the white one. A bit more cornstarch. And we do our stamp. Voila, okay. Again, I'm going to put this aside. So I don't think I need these other pieces now because I just made a white and a black stack. Just using the reverse sides. Okay. Now I need my two cutters. And let's do the white one first. Okay, so I'm just going to mark exactly the size of my cutter. Just gently marking it. There we have my reference. Okay, and now with, that's my stiff blade. I need my thin, flexible blade. I'm going white. My thin, flexible blade, I'm going to take some slices of this. I need my light, sorry guys. There we go, so I can see better what I'm cutting. One. They're quite thin. Two. I'm going to do 5. Now, these have been sitting for about 4 months. So they're quite, let me adjust my light a little bit. Put it back actually. They're quite firm, which is great. Okay, so I have one, and I'm just going to pick it up and put it towards the top. There, and get this a smush down, and come on, oops. I don't want to put it too close to the edge, although it's okay because if they wrap around, but okay. Come on. Even after 4 months, they're still quite sticky. Nope. Yeah, I had to take my nail polish off. I never wear colored nail polish. I haven't worn it in about 2 years. So I decided, I feel like wearing some nail polish. So I put it on. It lasted 1 day before it started showing signs of wear. And of course, being on camera, everything is everything's up close, so I had to take it off today. Come on. I don't mind it's that, like that's okay. I don't mind if it's a bit lopsided and whatnot. I really don't. I can actually maneuver them a little bit with my finger. Okay, so now I'm just going to get a piece of paper and I'm going to burnish it. Oh, did I say these? This is on a number 3. So I'm just going to give it a good burnish because the clay is quite soft. I can feel yeah, just like that. It's quite well burnished in. I do need to clean it up now with a bit of rubbing alcohol. Okay, here's a baby wipe and some rubbing alcohol. So I'm just going to give this a good wipe down. I should have made sure my cutter was very clean before I put it into the white clay, but that's all right. Voila. I'm going to be sanding these anyway, so. Okay, so that's that one. And the same with the black. Now, I hope I have enough. I need my light again. I don't like that one. Don't like that one. Too thin. Okay, we're getting right to the end here. Getting all squished up. Very good. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same basic pattern again. So, 1, and the last one. Okay. Now I get my paper. Take these off. And give it a good burnish. Now, I'm not too fussy. There seems to be a little extra white. I just push it over. Oh, it's okay. It'll be okay. I don't have a choice. I can get that a little bit off with sanding anyway. Okay. Not fussed on this one. It'll do for now. Okay. Now let's do our white Mokume. Let it sit. And my thin blade. Get this out of the way. And I'm just taking off the spiral part. I want to leave the white like that. Again, I'm not too worried about how much I take off because I'm going to burnish this, and I'm also going to do quite a lot of sanding. But I just want this here and the white in the center. I don't care about the outside. Okay, I'm fine with that. See if I can save this little spiral here. Maybe put it on the back. I don't know. Put it off to the side. Now, that's it. That's done. Now this is gonna need quite a bit of burnishing, so I'm gonna get out my steel soap and give this a good burnish. That's pretty good. Okay. So there's the white one. That's going to go on this or the other one. Okay. And now let's do the black one. On the table. I'm not going to save that one. Again, I just want, especially in the center, the black prominent. Oh, it's a bit mushy. I should let this sit a little bit longer, actually. Let me just clean my knife or my blade. That might help it to slide over. Still got some. This could have been left to leach a little bit longer and also to sit a little bit longer, but that's okay. I'm going to pick this up and turn it around. Make sure it's stuck on the table. Okay, now I'm just going to try to pick out, that. I'll try going with the line. The clay is just so soft, and again, I did leach it. Ideally, I should have left this overnight to firm up a bit. Don't get stuck. Okay, I think that's the best I'm going to be able to do. All right, I'm done with that. All right, so now we're going to give it a burnish. Hopefully some of that will come off with the sanding. All right, there we go. So I'm going to show you how we're going to attach them. And I think we will work with, I'll do one on camera and I'll do the other ones off. We're going to do this one here, and I want the white one to be this one here. All right, so that is this one. Okay, so I'm just going to get a general, how do I want this? I'm happy like that. Put it down. And I'm just going to cut off the excess. This is a good guide, actually. If you put the stamp, your cutter upside down, and it gives you extra to work with. Just a good guide. Okay. Oop. Now I need my liquid clay. Not my liquid clay, my glue. So this is scrap. Clean up my space a little bit here. There we go. Don't need this just now. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not going to put too much on. I'm not going to put too much on. Just a little bit. And put just a little bit on the sides, just a tiny bit. Sorry, I was off camera there. Okay. Quite simply, plop it on and start figuring out, where's my shape? I can put this back now, sorry. Okay. All right, so now start forming it up. Make sure it's centered. That's okay. Now, it's easier. Where's my thin blade? I'm just going to very gently start shaving it down. I'm not trying to get it all off, make it perfect at the in the one go, and take my time. Okay. Tap that up. Make sure it's nice and snug. Voila. I got a bit of an oopsie there. Had that, don't know what happened there. Bring this up. And again, nice and slow. Right, because we want this to be nice. We want this to be flush. I don't know what happened there. We want this to be completely flat. Okay, now we can see I've got a bit extra there, and it's gone so thin down here. Can I give it a smoosh over this way with my stiff blade? Let's see if I can try to shape it up a bit. We can fix a lot of this with sanding afterwards, but I don't want to, I like to get it, as much of it fixed here before it's cured to minimize my sanding. Okay, so there we are. It looks a bit misshapen, but I don't think it is. To play around with it here. Yeah, it looks misshapen because of the black here, but you can see here it's pretty even. Okay, so we have one. So I'm going to do the rest off camera the exact same way. And then I'm going to put them in the oven for about 40 minutes at 130 because this is Cernit. And then we'll come back and we put the wires on them. Okay, I struggled with this. I really did. They're all baked. And I sanded them up to 1000, so I need to put it back on them, and I'll give them another sand again. But this is the original one that I did on camera. This one I redid again because the spirals are just too wonky. These I ended up making with the original spiral stamp. I just could not get the look I wanted with this on these shapes. I just couldn't do it. So that's that. These I just used, I took the big jelly roll and I just reduced it a bit so it would fit on like that. And this is 2 of these, dunk, right. So I had a time. I actually made, I think this is the fourth set that I made. Look at the scrap clay I've got. That's how much scrap clay I have left, right? So, oh my goodness. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is put some wire on the back. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm just going to work on this one for now. And I have some aluminum wire. I believe it's probably not even a millimeter. I would assume it's probably 0.8, or it might be a millimeter. I'm not sure. I'm just going to take a snip. And I'm just going to place it here. Make sure it's nice and straight. With a little tiny bit of glue. A little tiny bit. And when I say tiny, I mean tiny, because when I pull this out of the oven, the glue is going to come with it. So I don't want any excess glue. Are you coming out? All right, there we go. Too much. Dab. Dab. I'll just scrape that off after. It's fine, guys. Right, okay. I'm just going to take my wire and place it on the line. I'm going to hold it a minute. Wipe away some of the excess. Because again, when I take these out of the oven after I put the back on them, when they're hot, I'm gonna get my pliers, and I'm gonna put pressure, and I'm gonna pull this out. So I want as little bit of glue, as little glue as possible, because again, the glue is gonna come out with the metal. All right. Okay, we're gonna let that sit. In the meantime, let that set. I'm gonna do the rest of them off camera. In the meantime, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to make myself some black. I'm running very, very low on black, so I'm happy this is actually waste, because there's no metallic, there's no pearl, no glitter or anything like that, no mica powder. So I'm going to add blackout. And I've had this for years. And this, if you don't have any, and if you can still get it, get it. It is great. Where did I put my blade? Where's my blade? It's missing. Okay, I use my flexi. So I'm just gonna take, whoops, it's not a very good cut. That's way too much. Because this is really pigmented, very, very pigmented. No. Where I put my blade, I don't see it anywhere. Probably a little bit more. I'm going to start with that. If I need more, no, I am going to put a little bit more in. You know what? I am. That should be good. Right, if I need more, I'll put some more in. Anyway, so I have a machine that I have set up in the other room. My first pasta machine, I have dedicated for crap like this. So I'm gonna go condition this in, then we'll come back and we'll put the backing on the pieces. Okay, so here I've got my blackout clay. It did a great job. I ended up going back and putting that extra little bit back in. So here I have some of it here, and I have it rolled out on a number 6 because I don't want it conditioned. So I'm going to try and draw out any extra oils I can. All right, so I'm going to put this back through the machine on a number 3. Normally I would put a backing on a number 4, but because I want strength behind here, I'm gonna do it on a 3, and then I have some extra clay then to kind of thin it out if I need to. All right, so number 3. Oh, that's much better now. Okay. And then I'm going to take my aquarium sponge. And I'm going to put my machine back on number 2. It's a good Donna Kato tip, so you don't get such an intense pattern or texture. And voila. So I'm just going to cut out my shapes. There's that one. I'm going to cut out these ones too, just so they can leach just a little bit more, just so they'll be easier to work with. And okay, so those are there. This can go there. Right, so now what we need is our glue. And make sure this is fully dried, and it is dried. Now, glue, not too much, and remember, if you're using Cernit, it does dry relatively clear, but not fully clear if there's a lot of it. So I don't want any showing, and I don't want it touching the wire, because I want the wire to come out. Okay. All right, so now we just take this and position it on. And I'm just going to thin it out a bit. If I had cutters that were a size larger, I would use those, but I don't. So we're just gonna spread it out. Okay. Now I get my blade. I do not want it to fall on the sponge. I'm trying to be as precise as I can, but because I'm going to sand anyway, I can fix any little imperfections when I sand. I need some attention here. This is still very, very, very soft. Okay, now I wanted to try something. I have a logo here, a pre-cured logo, very thin. And I have it on a number, this was rolled out on a number 7. So you can see it is very thin. So I'm going to, I think, try to embed it in here. See how that works. If it doesn't work, I'll just do the back again. Come on. I could have left this clay to sit and leach a little bit more, but okay. There's one done. Pay a little bit more attention up here to the wire. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the others off camera. There's a few. I'm going to put these in the oven upside down like that. And then when I'm done, we will come back and we will string it up. See you in a bit. Oh, I have to laugh at myself. I can't believe I couldn't find my blade. When I was editing the video last night, I couldn't believe it was right in front of my face. Anyway, okay, so I spent last night sanding and sanding and sanding till I couldn't sand anymore. So all the components here are all sanded from 320 up to 2,500. I just physically could not do 3,000. And then I just buffed them with a rotary tool. And now I'm going to show you the difference between buffing with the tool and then polishing with my mini benchtop polisher. So you might want to turn your volume down because this could be quite loud. And I have a box here just in case the wheel grabs the component and then it will get stuck in the box and it won't break my computer screen or something else. Okay, here we go. Now, can we see the difference? The big difference. Okay, anyway, I'm going to continue on and then we will come back and then we will assemble, not string up, we will assemble the necklace. I'm going to use this 0.5 millimeter tiger tail, and I want my necklace to be around about 55 centimeters. So I'm just going to cut off roughly 60 So I have some room to play with. Where's 30? Here it is here. So I cut this off. Have that, put this away. Gosh. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I want to use the Buna cord as well. So I figured out the components with the beads, they measure at roughly 18 centimeters. And then the total length is 55. So then that leaves me 37.5. So that divided by 2 is roughly 18, or actually it's 19. So I need 2 Buna cords this length, but I want to cut the Buna cords in half again and then put a bead in between it. So what I'm going to do is take my Buna cord. This is what a 2mm Buna cord. And I'm going to cut it at 9. I'm going to cut it nice and flush, nice and straight. 9 and 9 again. Use my scissors a bit better. Nice and flat. So 2 9s and then 2 more. Nine. And 9. Okay, there's my 4 pieces. Okay, now I have all my stuff here ready. What I'm going to do is get at least one of these little things here. I need my light, I'm sorry, my magnifying glass. This little thing here. And I'm just going to pop this in through. Little horseshoe. Like that. Pull it nice and tight. I need my It's really quite hard to just show this on camera, I'm sorry, but okay, so there's that. Then I have one of these little, if I can find it. Here it is. One of these little crimp beads. They're really quite funky. Little ball, little crimp bit that goes a thingy on it. Okay, so now I'm going to put that on. Pull my wire back down tight. Put the end in the bead. These have a hole of 1 millimeter. There we go. Pull it nice and tight. Now I want this little part sticking out. Oh, I really don't care now, it's okay. Right, this is pretty tight. So then all I do now is with my pliers, push it closed. And one more. Okay. Okay. Now I use a bead, a little spacer bead. It's easier to put it on like this. Spacer bead. Buna cord. and another spacer bead. Buna cord. Now the spacer bead. And this is a 2mm stainless steel bead, or the hole is a 2mm. And another spacer bead. There we have that. Oops. What I didn't do is I didn't push this in through the spacer bead. And then into the Buna cord, like that. I have to make sure that is like that when I finish. There we go. Okay, now we're going white, two spacers, one spacer isn't enough. I know I usually do everything in 3s, but 2 spacers is just the right width, or the right space. There we go, black. Two spacers. White. Two spacers. And then the main. Are we going black? These small, they're very fidgety. Dunk. And the white. The black. Now, spacer, stainless steel, spacer, Buna, spacer, and Buna. I chose to do the Buna cord because I thought that just having the wire, and I want this a bit long, just having the wire was just too Not good. Where am I to? Okay. And the spacer. And the bead. Just the wire alone. Don't lose it. Just the wire alone was too thin. So I thought that if I added the Boona cord on the wire, it would add a bit more. And I'm quite happy, I think. Right. Get this nice and tight. And then put our horseshoe on. Upside down. Sorry, I need my light for this now. My magnifying glass. Voila. And try to fit it through all of these. Now I'm going to need to use my which part is which. Just as well as going to pull on the wrong end. This one. This is very fidgety. Are we getting there? I think that's good. Wow, okay. And everything's nice and tight. I think so. And I'm just going to give this a good squeeze. Oh, there, I felt that one. Okay. That one's all the way in. Perfect. And let me just double check this one back here. I think I can probably get this in further. Yeah. And there we go. So I'm just going to put on some oval jump rings and then a lobster clasp, and then I'll come back and do the show and tell. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. I'm going to show you in the order in which they were made. This is the first one. This was intended for the first necklace, but I felt it was a little bit too blended, but I really do like it. Anyway, so I put this on a 60 centimeter, 1 millimeter leather cord with 2 of the little spacer beads and a lobster clasp. Okay, then the original necklace. Here we go. Now, I really like this. It's fun. It's fun as fun. This is it. I'll show you the back. A little spiral there, and my logo, you can't see it very well, but it is there. So this is that one. This is on a 0.45 millimeter tiger tail, but this one is doubled up. So what I did was, when I looped it over the horseshoe, I brought it right around, and then there you go. So it's doubled up. Okay, it's the same layout, the spacer beads. And then one we just made here, I'm really happy with as well. Get these end ones. Here we go. Really happy with it. I'm really, really happy with it. I am. If I did it again, or if I wanted to shorten this a little bit, I would cut this in half. So it would be, what, 4.5 centimeters, and I would put a bead in there just to break it up a little bit. I may do that. I may not do it. Okay. And I'll show you the back. Here's the back with my logo, which turned out quite well. And then I put a little spiral in the back there as well. Pull this up. Oop. There we go. So anyway, I had fun with this, although it was, I have to be honest, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. If you decided you wanted to do this and then add resin, you could do that. It would take a lot less effort. But anyway, I'm really pleased how these turned out. So, okay, great. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please comment and share. That really helped my YouTube push my video around. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.